What if I told you that the deadliest force in human history isn't hatred or greed, but certainty? A certainty wrapped in good intentions. Certainty that refuses to ask, what if I'm wrong? February 15, 1847, Vienna, Austria. Annika is running through the cobblestone streets of Vienna. Bated breath, she's weaving through the side streets and hiding behind stalls. She's slower than the average because she's pregnant. 9 months pregnant, to be exact. The baby in her womb is the prey. A few feet behind her, an officer of the law is on a hunt. She's no match. What was she so afraid of? A hospital in the heart of the city, and in the heart of that hospital, the maternity wards, the death machine, she called it. The stone corridors echo with whispers, and the air tastes like carbolic acid and desperation. Dr. Ignawaz Semmelweis stands at the base of the stairs, watching mothers die. Not from complications, not from disease, but from something else entirely. Ward 1, 18% mortality rate. 1 in 5 mothers dead within days of giving birth. Ward 2, 2%. Same hospital, same building, same everything. Except one thing. Ward 1 was staffed by medical students. Young men, educated men who performed autopsies in the morning and delivered babies in the afternoon. Ward 2? Midwives. Women who touched only the living. Semmelweis saw the pattern. The hands that cut open corpses were the same hands catching newborns. No washing in between. Little did he know, this discovery was the least of his problems. Goldsboro, North Carolina, January 23, 1961. A B-52 military aircraft breaks apart in mid-air. Mechanical failure. Routine mission gone wrong, no big deal. Except 2 Mark 39 hydrogen bombs fall toward the Earth. Each one 260 times more powerful than Hiroshima. One bomb's parachute deploys. It lands gently in a tree. 5 of its 6 safety mechanisms fail. One single switch prevents the accidental nuclear annihilation of the entire eastern seaboard. The other bomb? It hits the ground so hard that they never fully recovered it. Part of it is still down there, somewhere, buried, waiting, on American soil. This wasn't a villain's plot. This wasn't malice or terrorism or war. This was on a random Tuesday. This was smart people following protocols. Engineers who calculated every contingency except the one that almost happened. How do you prepare for the thing that you can't imagine? How? How? Annika is gone. Her body, like dozens that leave the hospital daily, is hoisted away and buried unceremoniously. Semmelweis is distraught. So he instituted a rule: chlorinated lime solution. Wash your hands between the morgue and the maternity ward. Simple. The death rate plummeted. The response from his colleagues? Mockery, outrage, professional destruction.
Oh, gentlemen do not have dirty hands.
Semmelweis died in an asylum, beaten by guards, and only vindicated way too late for it to matter. But here's what haunts me about this story. The doctors weren't evil. They weren't corrupt. They were educated. They were respected. They meant well. They knew medicine. They knew anatomy. They knew everything there was to know, except they didn't know what they didn't know. January 2017. Fauci speaks words that mean very little to the audience back then. But a few months later, panic ensues. Little do they know they will be hit with.
Oh, masks don't work for the general public.
2 weeks later, everyone should wear masks.
That's not airborne.
Well, actually, it's highly airborne.
A lab leak is a conspiracy.
Lab leak is a possibility, actually. Were they lying? Or were they certain? There's a difference between evolving knowledge and admitting ignorance. Between changing your mind and pretending that you never had one in the first place. And if you spoke up back then, if you asked the wrong questions at the wrong time, well, ask the scientists who suggested that maybe we should look into that lab in China. Ask them. Ask the doctors who question lockdown policies. Ask them what happens when you challenge certainty. December 4th, 2024, Atlanta, Georgia. It's 6:30 in the morning. Joseph sits on a closed toilet. His palms are sweaty. His heart rate is elevated and he's hyperventilating. He stares at the little blue screen, his mobile banking app. The balance that showed $7,930 just 6 hours ago, now down to nothing. You see, on that fateful December morning, the Hawk cryptocurrency launched to thousands of investors and quickly surged to its peak market valuation of $500 million. And then it crashed by over 90% within just hours, leaving the unsuspecting public buyers holding an empty bag. How exactly did this happen? Meet Haley Welch, an apparently decent and sweet girl from Belfast, Tennessee, who shoots up to stardom overnight. How, you might ask? For spewing obscenities. Yes, it's another conversation. But the Hawk Tour girl, as it were, charms the entire world, and they now like her. They love her, and they even trust her. Haley uses her newfound stardom and starts the Hawk coin. Thousands invest their very hard-earned money, including Joseph, and they drive the value through the sky, and the rest is history, of course. She's unfortunately only a small part of a bigger problem, a worsening trend. Now, assuming that you would never fall for such a character as Haley, what about the smarter ones? The careful ones, the ones you don't see coming. You scroll through Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, 1,000 gurus selling enlightenment by the subscription. Keith Raniere, James Arthur Ray, NXIVM and the Branded Women, Sweat Lodge Deaths in Sedona, and countless others, trading wisdom for worship and insight for control. They didn't start as monsters. They started as teachers, as healers. People who genuinely believed that they had answers. But somewhere between helping and healing, they crossed a line. The line where questioning becomes blasphemy, where doubt becomes betrayal. I've done it too. I have. We all have. Found someone who seemed to have it all figured out and handed them our agency, like car keys to a valet.
Oh, tell me what to think. Tell me what to believe. Tell me who I am.
Because uncertainty is exhausting. Are you tired yet? Right now, somewhere in Silicon Valley, in a server farm that hums like a mechanical prayer, algorithms are making decisions faster than human thoughts. Credit scores, job applications, medical diagnosis, parole hearings, we feed them our data like offerings to digital gods. And they spit back verdicts that we call objective, sound, reasonable. Oh, the algorithm determined, or the system recommended, or the data suggests. But who audits the algorithm? Who checks the checker? Who washes the hands of code? We don't understand how these systems work. We just know they do until they don't. You want to know what terrifies me? It's not that we'll build artificial intelligence that wants to destroy us. It's that we'll build artificial intelligence that is absolutely certain that it's helping us. The same certainty that killed those mothers in Vienna. The same certainty that almost nuked North Carolina. The same certainty that silences questions before they're even asked. The hardest thing for an expert to say, 3 simple words. I don't know. Am I certain about anything I just told you? No. Maybe Semmelweis was wrong about something else. Maybe those bombs were never really dangerous. Maybe the gurus genuinely believed that they were helping. Maybe the algorithms are smarter than we think. Maybe. But one thing for sure, question the experts. Question the gurus. Question the algorithms. Question me. The next time someone tells you that they have all of the answers, the next time certainty wraps itself in credentials and good intentions, the next time that you're asked to stop asking questions, remember the mothers who died because no one would wash their hands. Remember that the most dangerous person in the room isn't the one who admits that they might be wrong, but rather it's the one who's absolutely sure that they're right. Because in the end, we're all just people, stumbling around in the dark pretending we can see. And sometimes the most profound act of wisdom is simply admitting that the light we're following might just be another shadow on the wall.